everyone, welcome back to my channel. Bandit welcomes you too. My name is Becca and today I'm filming a what I eat in a day. Now I am not vegan, but all my meals today happen to be vegan, so I thought it was a perfect day to show you all the fun recipes that I go through. So I practice intermittent fasting, and I have for the past few months, and so that means that in the mornings I kind of just sip on my water, my tea, or my coffee. Today I went straight for the coffee after getting up, and then I brought it back to my room. I lit a candle to set the mood. I've really been enjoying sitting in this corner, as you'll see later in the video too. Grab a comfy blanket, of course, and choose a book, and then I just settle into some silence, relax, and try to get the day started right. On this particular day, me and Parker decided that we actually wanted to walk to a nearby produce stand to pick up some fresh fruits and vegetables. So I went ahead and started to get ready. I changed. Let this be a reminder to put on sunscreen every single day. I've been trying to be really diligent about that, even when I don't plan to go outside. So I put on my shoes, grabbed Bandit's collar, his leash, and then we basically just headed out the door. This particular produce stand is only about a half a mile walk from where I live right now, so me and Parker have really been enjoying taking that time to go on foot, to just talk a bit, relax, and it's always nice to get Bandit out too. After I get home with all the produce, I like to just prep what seems right. It's kind of different every time, but in general, if I get carrots, I'll always prep those. And the strawberries, I just cleaned, washed, and chopped the ones that I wanted to eat that day. And for my carrots, I cut them up and then I've been storing them in water. I just started doing this maybe a month and a half ago, and they stay so much longer. It's kind of crazy. For breakfast this day, I had banana bread oatmeal, so you'll need some oats, chia seeds, walnuts, raisins, a banana. I used some cinnamon, and then I used agave as a sweetener. I unfortunately lost the clips on me making the oatmeal, but I'm assuming it's kind of self-explanatory. There's lots of different ways you can make it. Then I had the strawberries on the side. I didn't finish them all in one sitting, but don't worry, they'll get done. So after breakfast, Parker had a few Zoom meetings, and so I wanted to be mindful to do something that wouldn't distract him, and so I retreated back to the corner and I decided to just crochet. This was kind of a random urge. I don't think I've crocheted since middle school, but it was so fun. I had two new threads, I don't know what they're called, 2 new packs of yarn, and I actually went through all of them and I made like a half of a scarf. It was just really nice to be listening to music and to kind of turn off my mind. Lunch on this day, I'm calling this meal Deconstructed baked potatoes because I don't know what else to call it, but super simple. I ended up making a garlic and lemon aioli with it, but of course that's optional. I started by setting the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I just washed and chopped my potatoes and then I set them into a bowl. After they were all chopped up, I added olive oil to mine, some salt, and then just a small amount of pepper. I mixed all of that around and then I laid it out onto a baking tray. I put that in the oven and those stay in there for about just 15 minutes or so, and I move on to the aioli. So this comes with trial and error, at least in my experience. I'm always a little bit too lazy to look up a recipe, so I kind of just wing it, but I added some mayo, a squeeze of lemon, some salt, pepper, paprika, and I think a little bit of dried parsley, and then you just mix it all up. I'm just chopping up some of that chard that I picked up earlier at the produce stand. And onto a plate, I add the chard as well as some heated up refried beans. All that's left to do is take the potatoes out of the oven. After I throw them on the plate, I just add the aioli right on top. This is probably one of my go-to meals whenever I'm craving French fries or just potatoes in general. I don't know about you, but I could have potatoes in basically any shape, size, derivative. They're just super good, especially with the aioli. After lunch, I pulled out my laptop, stayed on the couch, and just snacked on the rest of the strawberries as I worked. I made my way back over to my little corner. Bandit just climbed up and cuddled with me. When I could finally bear to get him off, I decided to move a little bit outside. I love to work out after I've been sitting for a while, so that's why I kind of save it for the middle of the day. My back gets so tight, probably from my poor posture while working, and so just get upside down a little bit to stretch. Whenever I work out, it always looks a little bit different, just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. Today was kind of just more stretching, movement day. I haven't mentioned this before, but I teach yoga, and what that's really taught me is how important it is just to listen to your body, to ask it what it needs and give it to it. Right around 5:30, I started working on dinner. These tofu mushroom tacos were so good. It's crazy. I don't even know what else to say about it. I just started with chopping up the mushrooms and throwing that into a pot, and then later you'll see me also crumble the tofu into the pot. And all you have to do with that is throw in all the seasonings and then saute it on the stove for like 3 minutes. So easy. For the toppings, I went with a pico that just had onion, cilantro, and then these beautiful yellow heirloom tomatoes. I also mashed up an avocado and just put that to the side. Parker commented on how exciting it was that all our produce for this meal was locally grown, and I definitely thought so too. I just wanted to say that health to me is trying to eat balanced, trying to cook at home as much as I can, and trying to be mindful of how my food makes me feel. I also wanted to say that at the end of the day, we're all just doing the best we can with what we have available to us, be it time, energy, money, all of that. I want to recognize that my privilege allows me to choose to walk to a produce stand, to choose to buy perishable, less calorically dense fruits and vegetables, to choose to buy local and organic. And I don't want anyone to feel judged or like they're not doing good enough because of what I'm showing in my video and my personal interpretation of what healthy means. It's all relative. I just try to maintain gratitude for my own personal opportunities. All right, back to the tacos. These tacos were so good, but I will say as a disclaimer, they are a little bit spicy, so I couldn't eat more than 3 myself. But seriously, they were so good. If you try anything from this video, they have to be these tacos. At the end of the night, I always love to have something sweet, so I grabbed some of that corn that I picked up, and of course I had to share with Bandit. That wraps up everything that I ate for the day though. So thank you guys so much if you made it this far. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and I hope to see you all very soon.